All right, here with Bo Bassett. The day of the Lee versus Ono card, but I see you got the Hawkeyes shirt on. Last I talked to you was like the day of or the day before you committed to Iowa. Now the decision is behind you. How much of a weight has that been off you, and how excited are you to be an Iowa Hawkeye?
Yeah, I'm more than excited. To say I'm excited would be a complete understatement. I'm fired up, motivated, inspired, ready to roll, and being out here in WrestleTown, USA has been awesome. I haven't been here too long, just got in last night, got to work out in this morning with Marinelli, so it's been awesome. It's been a big weight lifted off my shoulders, and I've been able to focus now on wrestling, getting ready for the postseason, freestyle circuit, and at this point, going all in. I've been in contact with, obviously, the full staff and a lot of the wrestlers. Just really excited to be a part of this legacy and start my own here.
Yeah. You talk about like focus, and you're someone that seems like you're always balancing a lot of things. You're not just wrestling. You do a lot of media. You do a lot of social media. How are you able to keep that all balanced and still able to focus and perform at such a high level?
Right. I think that for me, they almost go hand in hand. So it's part of it for me. I definitely like to train extremely hard because I want to be the best and I have high goals. So I'm really always chasing those, always thinking about that. And then I also want to hold up the balance on the side of putting out the right brand and putting out the right image and growing the sport and growing Iowa even before I'm there, and just trying to make wrestling a better place and get it populated with fans and get the fans excited. So for me, it goes hand in hand, social media and being able to keep everything up to par, and that obviously takes a lot of training, a lot of hard work, because what you post, you got to back up on the mat. So it keeps me accountable, and I think for me, it's one of those things I love every second of it, and I get to do it.
Yeah, you are Pennsylvania through and through. You're from there. It's where you've been wrestling. Was there any, I don't want the word backlash is too strong, but have you felt any negativity around your decision?
I think, yes, I know exactly what you're saying, and I think I've wrestled one event right in the heart of Pennsylvania, pretty close to some of the big powerhouses in Pennsylvania, college wrestling. So it's been an interesting, people have, I think, they've handled it different ways, and I think everybody's been respectful. It's been awesome. And I think we're going to bring a lot of fans over, too. I really think I'm going to have the ability to do that. Just the fans I've been able to get in high school and from my career so far. It's been nice. I think there's been nothing but respect, and I have a lot of great relationships. So holding those relationships still to a really high standard is something that I'm really thinking about a lot, and people have been awesome about it. Obviously, maybe some people might have wanted a different college, but they have nothing but respect, and they tell me that they'll support my weight class for that team, and even if they are homers in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, how validating maybe is that for kind of how you carry yourself, that you can be someone that can be from Pennsylvania, you're going to Iowa and still have that respect. Is that validating for what you're doing?
Absolutely. It means a lot to me. I was kind of, I thought about it a lot, how people would handle that before I made the commitment. I knew it was the right decision for me, and one thing that I never focused on is what people think. And so it was definitely interesting to see what they would think, and so far it's been nothing but awesome. Even from the Pennsylvania people, now being in Iowa, it's been pretty cool too. Just fans reaching out, or however they may be in contact with me. It's been awesome. These fans from Iowa wrestling are nationwide, worldwide, and it's been really awesome to feel the support and the love from these people. And the people in Pennsylvania have been awesome, respectful, and really appreciate those people as well.
Yeah, no question about it. Focus on Pennsylvania state championships now. What are the keys to your preparation as you move forward?
Right, I think for me it's just developing, getting better, finding new ways to scoring as many points as possible, and lighting up the scoreboard. So I want to set the pace really high. We have a chance at the individual team title, right? So you got individual states, but there's also that team score, and that's something that we're thinking about, and it's something that we're trying to chase down. I think now obviously you're focusing on yourself, but you still have that team aspect. So I know my team's really rallying, and we want to get as many guys through to the state tournament and hopefully on that podium come March.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now you're here in Iowa. What are your expectations from the Iowa fans? Now it's your first time you're officially going to be an Iowa Hawkeye. Are little nerves associated with that?
I think I'm more than excited. I've been waiting for this for a while, and to finally be out here is like a lot of build-up, excitement, and just even just my first two. I got an Uber driver from the airport to the hotel, and he was talking about Iowa wrestling. And then this morning, I'm coming out of obviously Carver Hawkeye Arena, and the Uber driver, was super cool, and he knew me, and like that, you just don't get that everywhere. And in Iowa City, Coralville, right here in WrestleTown, USA, these guys know wrestling, and so that's been awesome. and more than excited to meet the fans tonight. And really, the whole time that I'm here and spend some time here, moving forward, training, just getting better. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, you're doing the meet and greet. How much are you looking forward to that? I think it's at 5:30 to 6:30.
5:30 to 6:30. More than excited. Anyone can come out. Just really excited to meet the fans. I think there will be pretty awesome showing. Again, the people love the wrestling here, and that's something that was pretty enticing to me.
Yeah, and you're going to be making, I think, your commentary debut. You're going to be on the call for the Seth Gross, Austin DeSanto match with myself and Shane Sparks. Talk about your excitement level to do that.
I'm more than excited. These guys are both awesome competitors, right around the same weight class as me too, so they're guys that I've learned from my whole life, and I think it's going to be awesome to watch that match. Two completely different styles, and kind of going to get into what I hope to talk about tonight, but I mean, DeSanto has that pace. He's I've tried to wrestle a lot like him growing up. He was one of my guys growing up. He was one of my heroes. And Seth Gross, there's not many guys out there that are like him technically. So it's an interesting style clash. And I really don't know how it's going to go. Obviously, you got to cheer for your hometown guy from Iowa now that we're here and part of the team. But nothing but respect for Seth Gross, and I've trained with him a lot.
Have you had any opportunity to train with Austin in your career?
Yeah. On the official visit, we were able to get a little scrap in. It was a really long one because neither of us would kind of stop. And then we had a mutual agreement that we would go in the sauna to end it, and so we did. But I got to wrestle with him. We're really like-minded. I feel like we're wired somewhat the same, and obviously he trains really hard, and that's something that I've been brought up doing.
Yeah. Was he able to get that hand on your left tricep? Was it sore?
Yes, he got him. He got both sides that day, and it was sore. I didn't have any crazy bruising, but I was bruised. But no, it was awesome to get that feel. I go inside tie as well, so again, there's a lot of similarities there, and I learned a lot that day. I can't wait to train with him. I saw him today just walking at one point, and it was just awesome. He just said he's really excited to have me here and excited to train, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah. What aspects, you have huge goals in the sport, not just in the folk style season, but freestyle. What are what aspects of your game, particularly? Obviously, your pace is really high, but what from a technical perspective are you like, I need to add this if I want to be a U20 or a senior world champion?
I think for me, and that's a big goal of mine, not just U20s, wrestle everything that I can. So this freestyle season, I'm gonna chase lions. I'm gonna challenge myself for sure. So I'm excited about that. I think for me, it's being able to wrestle in those freestyle positions. Obviously, in the USA, we wrestle a lot of folk style, right? And in other countries, they wrestle almost all freestyle, most of them. So we got to be able to be ready to roll in those freestyle positions, scoring in freestyle ways, whether that's parterre, whether that's on our feet, offense, defense, finishing is really important. I think just being able to transition quickly back into that style is going to be extremely fun and taking advantage of the top and bottom, just like I like to in folk style.
Yeah. Now the headlining match tonight, Lee versus Ono.
Right.
As someone that watches a lot of freestyle, what is most interesting about those two competitors in this matchup?
Right, so I was at the U20 World Championships when Ono kind of hit the scene. He was known. A lot of people knew who he was. They're like, hey, that guy's legit. But that was before he won any titles, right? Because he won U20 and then he won seniors. And so he was 61, the weight right below me, and we saw him training the day before. And it's kind of crazy. Like, they were wrestling live the day before the World Championships, Japan team. And anyway, he came up to me and D. Lockett. We were actually wrestling the day before Worlds, and he asked if we would wrestle a match. And I was like, it's the day before Worlds. Like, well, he was really nice, and I just told him, we just trained, and we obviously didn't wrestle, but he was a really outgoing, awesome guy. He's obviously, a lot of people say he's funny. He is for sure. He knows pretty decent English. Like, he can kind of understand what's going on, and the dude obviously loves the sport, and Ono's one of those guys. He's a student of the sport, really technical. And from what I hear, he's super strong and powerful, and what I see. And he lit up 61 this year. Seniors, wrestled really well, U20s, obviously world champion in both, and I think that it'll be an awesome challenge for Spencer, and I just can't wait to see it. Spencer's a guy that I've tried to wrestle like my whole life, a guy that I looked up to from the day I started wrestling, at Young Guns when he was in the room. So I know a little bit more about Spencer, but I'm really excited to see their styles clash, and I think that they're both insanely strong for their weight classes, and now they're kind of meeting in the middle. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And I think there's going to be a lot of points. I do. I think it's going to be a shootout. So,
as someone that's wrestled with Spencer before, everyone just marvels at his strength. Can you describe it for me? What is that strength like? Because you wrestled the best in the country. All the time you wrestle strong people. You're strong yourself. What is it about Spencer's that separates for those who've never felt it?
Yeah, I think what Spencer has is just straight wrestling strength. He's got, grip strength's extremely important. I've never felt someone with the grip strength of Spencer Lee. Whether it's finding a wrist or whether it's squeezing a gut wrench or that inside tie or whatever it is, he has really great wrestling surrounded strength. So I'm talking pull and grip strength, leg drive, things like that. When you wrestle him in wrestling positions, that's where he's powerful and strong. Some guys might just be strong in general, but he has that wrestling strength that it's hard to describe. And it's something that he took a lot of time to develop, and something that obviously he's worked on since he was a young kid.
Yeah. Kind of going back a couple of days, the Iowa versus Oklahoma State duel, I'm sure you watched. Thoughts on that duel and particularly the performance of Angelo Ferrari at 184?
Yeah, well, I guess that shows what the future could look like for some of these young guys. They've got a pretty young squad. I know that Iowa looked great. I heard that the energy was incredible. To be honest with you, I wish I could have been at that duel because I couldn't imagine that energy. And just seeing what the future will look like and where I'll be able to compete and wrestle. Angelo going out and getting that done, I've known him for a long time, and so it was awesome to see him do that. Knock off a guy in his redshirt year who's top 3 in the country. Shows he's going to be ready to go the next 4. And I know that Gabe's going to be ready to go when they put him right back in the lineup now. So those guys are awesome. They were, they're best friends. I'm pretty sure they might even live together from what I heard. And I know that they're training all the time. And, yeah, that's just an awesome relationship that they have to be able to go in and out. And Gabe's going to be the guy, and Angelo's going to be there to help him this year. And I'm sure they'll, separate next year. So it's been awesome. The roster looks really strong, and excited to see how they do at the NCAAs and, the rest of the season.
Yeah, how well do you know Angelo?
I know him pretty well. I've known him for quite some time, wrestling on teams, even since middle school. He would wrestle on Buxton, or he would wrestle on different teams like that, and so I was around him from a young age, just because I was always wrestling up in age, and so I would wrestle a lot of the guys that are in college now, or be on teams with them. So I've got a lot of connections here. I know a lot of the guys. My official visit, I got a lot of good relationships here, so it's been awesome. And yeah, the team's a family. Really appreciate all these guys, and they look good.
Everyone talks about the atmosphere of wrestling in Carver Hawkeye. Seeing that moment, did that make you even more excited for I'm maybe gonna be the one creating moments like that?
For sure, absolutely. I feel like if you're doing the right things, you're wrestling the right way, you're scoring points, you're pushing the pace, the crowd is, you almost control the crowd. Like you go get a big takedown, or you go start putting it on a guy, the crowd's gonna get behind you. And that for me is exciting, to get that ball rolling. And I kind of wrestle a style that the crowd will hopefully like, and that people are excited to watch. So, yeah, more than excited. That fired me up, and I think it just kind of made me feel really confident in the choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question before I let you go. We talked a little bit about media, your social media. Do you see that evolving, changing as you go into college and go into senior level wrestling? Do you think it's always going to be a big part of kind of your brand and what you do?
Absolutely. I think at Iowa it can only get better. I think that it's only going to grow because of what they already have, and then what I can bring and kind of put that together. I think it's going to evolve. I think it's going to, if anything, get better. Like I said, I think it can grow on a lot of different ways. I think that I can bring a lot of my platform over to Iowa, and Iowa has their dynasty that they've already built and their platform. So it's going to be an awesome, just partnership, and not just for the next 4 or 5, but hopefully 10 plus years. So excited to keep building that. Iowa Wrestling does an amazing job. They're already super established, and if I can make that better, let's do it.
Cool. Well, Bo, I'm out of questions for right now. Always good to see you. Always good to catch up. Do you have anything else before we let you go?
And no, I just want to say I'm appreciative of the opportunities. Excited to be here. Just want to throw a thank you to all the Iowa fans who've been super awesome so far. Excited to get to work. Excited to get after it. Best of luck to all the guys on the card tonight. It's going to be awesome. Excited to commentate.
Thanks, Bo.
Appreciate it. Thanks.